Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
Ladies and gentlemen, America is headed towards another fuel shortage. This time, it's because there are not enough fuel truck drivers in America, which will leave gas stations dry. This is what's happening leaving out of summer and into the fall. So this came out on NPR, August 18th, 2021. Tight supply of truckers leave a few gas stations dry. So, I've been telling you about the worker shortage for the past few months. And actually, trucking had a shortage even before the pandemic, but now it's even worse. Let me go ahead and play this audio from NPR.
Support for NPR comes from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation funded by the American people.
Gas stations across America rely on truckers to deliver gasoline. Their work is dangerous. They're basically towing a bomb down the freeway. A tank could explode in a crash. Don't you think about that when you're driving near one of them on the highway? NPR's Camila Domonoske reports these jobs are critical and companies are having trouble filling them.
Something unusual has been happening this year. Across the country, Colorado, Iowa, the Pacific Northwest, scattered gas stations have run out of gasoline. They weren't big shortages or long shortages, but a hiccup in something so essential can be worrying, not to mention odd.
Why would there be a shortage? We have ample amount of gasoline.
That's Brian Milne, who tracks refined fuels for the data analysis company DTN. To find the answer, look behind the wheel of a big silver tanker truck. This is a job that requires special training, and a lot of qualified drivers left the industry when demand for gasoline dropped last year. There wasn't work for them. Now, companies have been scrambling as demand roared back.
All these companies, we can't get enough people in seats. People just don't want to do it.
Dave Samuelson lives in Chattanooga, Tennessee. He's relatively new to fuel hauling, and he knows exactly how much demand there is for workers like him. Just last fall, he went to school to get his commercial driver's license.
When I was going through school, I had 10 or 11 job offers before I graduated.
And right away, he was hired to haul fuel. That's almost unheard of. Companies typically look for experienced truck drivers to train for this specialized work. Then there's what happened with his pay.
It is really, really jumped. I know our pay, where I'm at, has gone up about 40% since January.
40%! Now he's guaranteed at least $78,000 a year, and other companies are also offering big raises and incentives. That's remarkable because for years now, companies have struggled to attract and retain drivers, but they mostly didn't raise pay, certainly not like this. At this point, you might be wondering, wait, is that going to push gas prices up? Patrick DeHaan is the head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy, and he says not by much, but it does have an impact.
We're talking about, something that would be negligible, less than a 2 cent a gallon impact, but certainly.
There are a lot of other factors keeping gas prices high right now, especially the price of crude oil. But there's another question too. Will these pay raises be enough to attract new drivers? Samuelson is very happy with his new gig. He says the pay is great and he loves that he's back home on his farm every night. But hauling fuel is dangerous. Getting licensed is a hassle and the hours can be rough. So even with higher pay, some experienced drivers just don't think it's worth it.
I wouldn't even consider it. No, they couldn't afford me. Let's put it that way.
Brad Zeilinger has been trucking for more than 30 years. He's hauled fuel before, but never again, he says. Frozen food is more his style now, and pretty soon, retirement.
The young people don't want to do this job anymore than my generation. My generation is on their way out the door right now.
This is a challenge for the entire trucking industry, not just fuel hauling. And the question now is whether higher pay can attract a new generation of drivers. Camila Dominowski, NPR News.
Well, y'all look at it this way. They said it takes a lot of experience and it's really hard to even get licensed to haul fuel. So, and they're right. That's like a time bomb. How many times have you been in your car and drove around one of these fuel trucks and that strong gas smell that it can overwhelm you if you get stuck behind one. So, wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, even getting people trained and licensed, that's going to take a while. So, in the meantime, they're saying there's already gas stations that have ran out of gas and they just don't have enough drivers out there to bring the gas on a more regular basis. So we shall see, so even with increased pay, a lot of people aren't jumping on this job. And on top of that, like the guy was saying in the audio, he's a baby boomer. They're on their way out of the industry. And that's going to be a huge problem. I mean, those baby boomers were really holding up a lot of these jobs in trucking. Now that they're leaving, there's not a lot of people that can fill their shoes, not unless you are going to go that whole 9 yards to get the training and the licensing. So right now, they said the Pacific Northwest, Colorado, and Iowa are feeling the impact. And they said they're scattering because gas stations have briefly run dry. So it is not widespread yet, but that can all change if they don't get enough people hired to haul all of this fuel. And you saw the gas shortage, from the pipeline. I remember just going out and seeing the signs up all around the gas stations, that they were out of gas. And I was like, wow, does it mean this fall and winter, those signs will be back up again? Who knows, y'all? But this is one shortage that will impact everyone in the country. Everyone. But y'all, please tell me what you think. I mean, look, this pandemic has changed everything. It has changed everything. And when they said there's not enough workers all across many different industries, they weren't lying about that. They were not lying about that. But y'all, please tell me what you think about the fuel truck drivers, and many of them don't want this job because of the poor work conditions. And they said the pay at one time was very stagnant. They didn't always get the same pay for hauling fuel. Wow. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.